I think everyone will agree that in the wake of the inauguration, there's been a lot of optimism about the future of our country. But now that President Obama and his cabinet members are getting down to work, it's time for a reality check. And that means asking some tough questions, like, can he turn the economy around? Can he create jobs for people? And will he be able to end the war quickly? And just how quickly will he be able to do those things and more? Finally, do you think Americans are going to be disappointed and turn on him if, in fact, he's unable to deliver? If we see an upswing in the first couple of months in office, what's going to happen afterwards? The hopes and dreams of a nation seem to be coming to the forefront, whether you're a Republican, Democrat, liberal, whatever it happens to be. What was it like in D.C. on that day?
Well, imagine it's 7 o'clock in the morning and you're at the Washington Monument. You're looking at the sun rising over the Capitol, and tens of thousands of people are swarming towards the Capitol from all different directions. And as they walk through, there are these big screen jumbotrons that are lining the mall going up to the Capitol. It was almost like something out of Close Encounters. Something so bizarre, a scene so bizarre, but there was so much energy. And then when you get there, and now this is an inaugural, a rather serious event, but there were waves of Obama and Yes We Can that were coming down the mall and up to the Capitol. It was really quite a day.
I'm right there with you, right up until the point where the homeless guy puked on my shoes. I mean, welcome, it's still D.C., it's still the government. I get so sick of the, I mean, look, I voted for him, I like him. But the idea that, we're going to just go, whee, and it's going to change, it's going to take a lot of work.
Now, leave it to Brian to kind of put a damper on the show about 4 minutes in, okay, talking about the homeless guy in D.C. But for the Republicans, is it hard not to get swept up in this enthusiasm? I mean, do people on both sides of the aisle have a little bit of hope and faith and optimism looking at the future?
You have to have hope and faith and optimism for the future, but it's not because of Barack Obama. And I had the best seat on Tuesday last, and nobody puked on my shoes right in front of my television set, and I did a little bit better than Ken. It was nice and warm where I was.
But we talk about that faith and optimism. I mean, at this point in American life, I mean, whether it's a Republican or a Democrat, I don't think anybody cares. They just want someone to lead us out of what has seemed to have been a very difficult period.
No question. It is an uplifting experience, irrespective of your political affiliation. Now, the party's over. We're back to work. It's now President Obama, not President-elect Obama, and he's got some serious issues in front of him. And we're going to judge him how he reacts to those issues, not necessarily on the hordes of people that came out to see him on Inauguration Day.
All right, let's talk about what's in front of him, because I think everyone will agree that he has enormous challenges facing him. First and foremost, the economy. Who would have thought during the 18 months of the campaign that it would have been the economy that would have taken to the forefront over the war in Iraq? But in fact, that's exactly what's happened. So what happens now? Can this one guy turn things around on a dime?
Well, I think that's why you saw in the inaugural speech last week that there was this very somber opening. We are in a very difficult time, and it is not going to change overnight. Obama's favorable ratings are now 80-20. David Axelrod, his political people understand gravity applies to politics. There is really only one place for Obama's numbers to go, and that's down. And if the economy does not turn around, they will go down faster. And so he has to play the expectation game to try and alert folks that this isn't going to happen overnight. And that's essentially what he tried to lay out in the inaugural address.
And then if it happens quicker than he says, his numbers go up. I disagree. The numbers can always go up. If you take the opinion that you're going to go down, you will go down. Granted, his numbers are high, but what he really faces coming into office, this presidency faces challenges not seen, I think, since John F. Kennedy. And I mean, I haven't seen people, young people, my own son, first time voting, the excitement, what he faces, I think, is far more reaching than just the economy. It's getting that generation of people to stay involved in the system, to believe in it and put their energy in it.
That's all well and said, but the young people are not going to generate what needs to happen to
Well,
fix
they're
the
a
economy.
backbreaking labor.
But my point is, let's talk about what he can do specifically that will get the ball rolling so that people can either get back to work, they can get the credit where they're not able to get credit now, and they can actually enjoy the American life.
Well, Ken's a pro, and he understands exactly that managing expectations is going to be a difficult thing for this administration. And they say that the best thing to do is follow a bad act on the stage. But in my judgment, the incoming president's got an interesting situation. I think he'll be given an extended honeymoon period. Every president gets a honeymoon period. I think his is going to be extended. But he's got members of the Fourth Estate, the media, clearly invested in his success. So it's going to be like your favorite quarterback who throws 4 straight interceptions, and you say, oh, he's just having a bad day.